Hello, I'm Zack Varrato. I'm a graduating senior at Sussex Technical High School in Georgetown, as well as an alumnus of the HOBY Delaware 2014 and the HOBY World Leadership Congress 2014. So I'm sorry I could not speak in front of you in person today. It's actually the National AP Statistics exam date, but I would love to tell you about my journey through HOBY and thank you for your support along the way. So going into my HOBY experience at the end of my sophomore year, I didn't really know too much about the HOBY program, but at the end of that 3-day seminar, I was a completely changed person. So there were so many great seminars that were put on at HOBY Delaware by leaders from around the state, and beyond that gave incredible insight into how to get to positions that, we would all love to be in as leaders and as volunteers. And in addition to all the great presentations, there were also amazing people from around Delaware that were our age. And a lot of times it's difficult to find people at your high school who are quite as motivated or passionate about volunteerism as you are. But when you pick, the greatest kids from around the state and bring them together, that's when some amazing synergy can happen with volunteerism and leadership. And the people that I met at HOBY Delaware have formed this amazing network, which I'm still seeing the impacts of today. I mean, not only do we keep in contact on Facebook and social media websites, but I'm going to the University of Pennsylvania next year at the Wharton School of Business, and I was going to an orientation a couple weekends ago, and the only person I ever found from Delaware also happened to be from HOBY, and we ran into each other, and I recognized him, and he looked at me and said, "Hey, aren't you from HOBY Delaware?" And I said, "Yeah," and that's when I realized that's how I knew him. And we actually stuck together for the rest of the weekend, and just because we had that common bond of going to HOBY, we never really talked that much at HOBY, but just because we had both been there kind of already united us. And if that network at HOBY Delaware was amazing, then the network that I built at the World Leadership Congress in Chicago was out of this world. I mean, I met friends from China and Canada and South Korea and Iraq and, of course, all over the United States. And the people that I met there were just absolutely amazing. I mean, they were, some of the few people picked from their country or from their state. And they just brought so many amazing experiences and ideas about how to help the world. And just meeting these people, we talked at every meal and all throughout the day and late into the night just about our ideas about how we're already volunteering for our communities and also our ideas for our careers and how we want to help the world in the future. And just talking to people from other countries was a great way to gain a more international perspective and kind of broaden your horizons. It was really interesting talking to people from outside the US about what they thought about American politics and just America in general. And just talking to my friend from China and hearing about Chinese censorship. And from my friend in Iraq who said it was normal for kids to bring assault rifles to school just for protection on the way to and from school. And his job as a 16-year-old in Iraq was actually to drive an ambulance. So it was incredible to gain these perspectives from around the world. And we still keep in contact today, whether it's through text messaging or Facebook. And we actually have a Facebook group message going, and we kind of just update each other on how we're doing. And a couple weeks ago, someone asked, what school are you going to? And I actually found 2 other people in my grade who are going to the University of Pennsylvania next year. So already that's 3 people I know from HOBY who are going to my college next year. So, that's already the network that has been built from HOBY just in those 2 years. And I'm just so excited to see where this network will take me in my career and in the rest of my life. And in addition to all those amazing people I met at the World Leadership Congress, there were also some amazing panels. There were religion panels composed of people with, different religions from around the world, and that was eye-opening to kind of dispel some common myths and just to let you know about what it's like to be a religious person from various parts around the world so that we can come together and just work together, uniting our differences. We also heard from CNN heroes who have volunteered for environmental opportunities and also for reducing gang violence in the Chicago area. And it was just incredible meeting all these very distinguished and accomplished volunteers and leaders across the world. So that was incredible. And that was the single most inspiring week of my life. And then from there, I actually became a facilitator and coordinator for the Community Leadership Workshop in Sussex County, Delaware. And that was also an amazing experience because I got to help plan this event to show freshmen, kind of what HOBY's about. And it was great seeing them come in, as I did, to HOBY, not really knowing what the program was, and then leaving wishing they could stay for another week. And it was great seeing them interact with these great panelists who inspired them to, pursue their dreams, and just the inspiration really came out of them. So I'd like to thank you for supporting and sponsoring me throughout this journey because HOBY has definitely changed my life. And I hope that you continue to support it for many other people in the future to change their lives too. Because one of the most memorable things that I heard at the World Leadership Congress was, it is not just possible for you to change the world, it is necessary. And that quote stuck with me so much that I'm actually going to be using it at my valedictorian speech that I give on June 2nd when I graduate this year. And I pinned it on my bulletin board, and I'll probably take it with me to college. And there were so many more quotes like these that I heard through HOBY. So thank you so much for your support and sponsorship, and I hope you continue to support HOBY in the future. It's a great program.